On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we're talking the art of the offense. What is the next evolution of this Cliff Kingsbury offense? We talk about that today. What is the role for Jayden and Debo, and how do they help the offense grow? Yep. And can we still be the best team on fourth down in NFL history?
Yes, we can.
You betcha, right? And then we got the great American Bake-Off. I'm proud to be an American after this Bake-Off. Yes. I'll tell you that right now. It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Santana Moss and Fred Smoot. And happy 4th of July. A couple days down the road, but we're not going to see you till after. So happy 4th of July. Fred, I didn't ask Tana, but I think Tana's is going to be a little bit more subdued. Let's start with Fred.
Yeah.
4th of July plans.
Yes.
Anything on the docket?
I think I'm going to head down to New Orleans and enjoy the Essence Festival.
Oh, Essence Festival is always around that time, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's on the 4th of July. You know, it's no better place to be than New Orleans.
You went last year?
I did go last year. Okay. So this is why I got to go this year. With the heat going on, New Orleans got the best food in America. I dare anybody to challenge me on that one right there. All right. Then I get to go to all the concerts that I want to go to. I might be in there. Parts of the bee's nest. It don't matter where I'm going to be at. All I'm saying is I'm going to be in New Orleans. What about you, Logan? Where are you going to be? I'm
probably going to be up in Cape Cod.
I've been saying Nantucket.
Cape Cod. That's vacation to you. It's so funny to me how you like, I'm going to vacation, but I'm going north.
I mean, there's some nice beaches up there now.
Yeah. No, it's nice around this time of year, right?
Big sharks, too, I'll tell you. Nice beaches, big sharks.
Tanner, what about you, 4th?
I'll probably be in Miami with the kids. You know, I normally, we used to do it big when I was playing. Big 4th of July party. I'm always
doing fireworks?
I always buy like 5,000 worth of fireworks, man. Light the block up.
Then dude just say $5,000 worth of fireworks. That's a Toyota for the fireworks.
Hey,
right?
So, I mean, my kids look forward to that.
How is that like a truck full of fireworks?
Your whole, you might not even fit in the car.
Yeah.
Like it normally be
just
full
like riding on the wheel well coming home.
You know what the funny part about it? I can see Tanner with a light in his hand.
You do it? You got someone else to do it.
I mean, well, before I used to do it because it was fun for me. Now I'm the older guy like, Savion, go light that down. Make sure you run back quick.
I can see him lighting it and taking out. Like taking out running.
Are fireworks not illegal in Florida?
I mean, they ain't legal
down
nowhere,
south,
really.
Everything's legal.
Oh, yeah, I guess Florida.
I've been saying like down south, fireworks are legal.
So that's what
I grew up in LA. So fireworks, because they're so worried about wildfires.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because it's so dry.
Yeah.
So y'all never have fireworks.
No, I mean, the people do it, but like they are they have helicopters out.
Do they do it on the water and stuff?
They will, but like again,
it's probably best to do it on the water, so get it away from.
But they get so freaked out about the fire, so they'll have helicopters patrolling. They'll come to that. You know what I mean? Yeah, because
I never thought about.
Think about those fires that just happened, man. Like that's like a one little spark. The whole, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy out there. Like I remember growing up.
So is that everywhere in California, or is just
because normally California wetter?
It is more damp usually, but again, they've had a couple of dry seasons and big fires up there too. So yeah, it's. I remember this is a little aside here, but I remember having practice in high school and being outside, and it's like it looks like it's raining outside. It's perfectly blacked out.
Yeah,
and it's raining ash. Like you'd be outside and it looks like it's snowing. It would be ash.
Damn.
Yeah. Like
from a fire.
From a fire. Yeah.
See, that's why I chose not to ever live in California. I like green states. I like my water to be in abundance. By the way, congratulations to California and Nevada. Lake Mead is full. Like y'all had y'all had a record rainfall down there. Congratulations. We like water normal.
This dude.
No, I like normal. I like water to be abundant.
You like it like it is like it's raining all the time.
Just like I went to Winchester the other day, and when you look at the mountains on the East Coast, they are green mountains. Yeah. They are covered with trees, covered with vegetation. You look at West Coast mountains, they are pure rock, dry. Without greenery. So I'm about the greenery, my friend.
Also, you get more elevation. Anyway, that we're getting sidetracked. But so 4th of July, be safe, have fun. We're going to have a good time. Fred's obviously going to have a good time. Yeah.
Hey, that barbecue, that works, man. Listen, I love some good barbecue, man.
Do you cook or do you have someone else cook?
No, I cook. Come on, man. I get down and dirty in there. Chef Fred RD.
Speaking of cooking.
Fred RD.
We've got I cannot wait.
Oh, yeah.
We got Anna coming back to defend her crown in the Bake-Off.
The American Bake-Off. This is for America right here.
She better not take you down twice. That's all I got to say.
This is American Bake-Off.
This would be the third time you lost her.
No.
Consecutive times.
The second time I lost to her, I told you what happened. It was because of Jack Daniels.
But you lost. I mean, Jack. I respect Jack Daniels because that's why I'm sitting in the seat right now.
You give Jack Daniels a big up, but now you blame him.
I got to blame him. Took me down. All right. At the end of the day, no, I have set up some dishes today to take Anna down.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, she was very confident.
She ready.
Yeah. And guess what? Confidence is needed by all people.
It's so funny, like the animosity. Like I always think of baking as this wholesome thing with your kids, or your grandmother. And I come in and Zach Selby and Anna are at Fred's head talking about this bake-up.
Well, you know, Fred calls that because Fred doesn't let a day go by without getting on them about something. We don't even see Zach no more because of what him and Zach done went through the bake-offs.
So you heard
like
Zach's
at one
feelings,
point,
man.
I got to the point where like, hey, did Zach
Do he still working?
Did he quit? Did he just say, screw this? Because Fred here?
I will say to Zach's credit, though, he came in today and was like, hey, I want to do banana pudding, which is Fred's signature dish.
Yeah.
Held head high. You know what?
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to do it.
I respect Zach Selby. I respect.
He's been working out. He's in shape. He's ready to go.
I told Zach Selby, you remind me of Evander Holyfield when Tyson bit his ear off. That's who you remind me.
So you mean he actually won, but he lost?
He lost. You lost. I spit your ear out right on the ground. All right? You didn't win this. I won this one. All right? Zach Selby.
So that's coming up in a little bit. So let's make sure we stay tuned for that. Now I got to do a little bit of administrative work here. All right?
Get it in.
We got our mega mailbag coming up, right? Mm-hmm. If you've got questions, we want to answer them. Make sure you send them to thathawkoutside@gmail.com. That's all one word because it's an email address. And then we got the Hail Tales podcast coming out soon. They got the body bag game on there. They got Vince Lombardi. They got the Monday Night Miracle.
I think they need to do a Hail Tales about me.
You said it every time.
Well, why won't they do one then?
What? Dog. I mean, would Hannah do one about Fred, Jason, you think?
Why not?
What, Jason just said, what would we do it about?
We could do about his draft. We could do it while he failed in the draft.
No, you do it about just little pieces. You give bits of information about the past.
Oh, yeah.
Do it about all the players I'm connected to. Do it about the teammates I had. How about you do it to the fact that I called Coach Gibbs back to work?
I knew that was going to.
What are you talking about?
I knew it.
All right?
Fred has, okay, for those of you who don't listen to the show.
Yeah, it should be about calling Gibbs to come back and also calling Gibbs so you could come back.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, hey, can I come back?
I don't like it over here.
We call it the two. Oh, yeah. Jason just said we have to like leave.
Oh, we can do a perfect Hell's Tales.
Leave
by all your lies.
No,
we can go down 2 years worth of lies from Fred.
Oh, just start. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Spilling water. But yeah, so Hail Tales.
Yeah.
Love that show. Hannah does a great job. Jason also produces that one. It's in your podcast feed. So if you're subscribed to the Command Center podcast network, you will get that show. So just keep an eye out for it. If you're a fan of this team, you're a fan of the history of this team, that's a great podcast for you. Now, the most important thing every time we do these announcements are you guys are going to buy tickets to the game.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the game. Use
right there.
This way. This way.
Right there.
This way.
Right
use
there.
this QR code
there.
right here in the corner and get their tickets. It helps us. It helps us.
He just did it last show and forgot that quick where he had it pointed. Just remember, you pointed on that side.
Yeah, you see, I had to look at my hand.
I'm looking in the other mirror.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, so use the QR code to buy your tickets. It helps us out tremendously.
Yep.
Once you've bought them, tell your friends about them. It doesn't matter. Just buy through this QR code.
Yes.
It'll really help us out.
That means point your phone with the camera to the TV. Old man sitting on the couch right there. Point it right there and buy that ticket, dude.
Yes. Link is also in the description if you feel more comfortable with that. But please make sure you do that. All right. Now, if you want to keep up with all the latest RFK Stadium news, visit thecommanders.com. No, I'm going to tell you. Visit commanders.com /new stadium where you can sign up to learn more and show your support. You know, people want to know, do we really want this? Is this going to happen? I think you want it. I want it. Let's show ownership that this is a thing that we want as fans. Let's make that thing happen. So visit commanders.com /new stadium to make that thing happen.
Was that always the name of that signal? Because do you remember when hashtag used to be named pound? You don't remember that?
That is true. That is true.
Until it rebranded itself to hashtag and changed his whole life. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's one of the biggest rebrands of all time. We never used the pound.
Where did you read that?
No.
You didn't come up with that.
No.
Where'd you come?
But the pound was on the phone.
Phone, yes.
Pound.
That was his only job.
Yeah.
Like for a
Just to
long
beat the
time.
pound.
Just a pound. And we never pushed it.
Call
And we never touched it.
1-800. Call pound. 1-800.
Yeah. And guess what? Next time I see it, he like, nah, my name hashtag. I'm like, what? Like, when you change your name to hashtag? Because I didn't know that. The internet changed. He got a new job at the internet. It changed his name to hashtag.
Let's get on with the show, man. Let's do it,
I'm
man.
just being honest.
All right.
The best rebrand of all time.
Oh my
So
God.
mega mailbag.
What'd you say, Jay? Let Jay talk.
It was always called the backslash.
It was always
Backslash is the opposite direction we're talking about here. It's just called a
slash.
So the slash.
So back.
People know it.
Okay. Yeah. So slash is the other way, but whatever. It's okay.
Hashtag is new with Twitter.
Yeah.
That used to be.
But
Are
it
you,
used to
are
be
you not talking to your
pound.
mic? You're not talking to the mic. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it used to be named Pound, and that used to be his job.
All right.
Nothing.
Okay. Backslash slash. Good.
Pound,
Pound.
hashtag.
We're good. Mega mailbag. Hail Tales podcast. Get your tickets and stadium news. Go to commanders.com/new stadium. All right. Now let's get into something that I'm excited to talk about. Talked about defense last episode. Whatever. It's okay.
That sounds about right with these offensive guys. Listen, offense is needed, appreciated, and it's sexy. Defense,
It's appreciated. It's the thing.
That's the only way. That's the only way you can win a game.
defense.
If we go out there and score.
No, we can score too.
The only way you can
Not
win
well.
the game. If
Not
we go out there and
officially.
score.
We're not officially scoring.
It's not likely you're going to score. You can stop a few scores, but it's not likely you're going to score.
Oh my gosh.
These offensive
All right.
twerks.
So we're talking the art of offense. And so I think we're going to start just kind of explaining Cliff Kingsbury's, man, I got a little Fred going on. Cliff Kingsbury's system and like his philosophy on offense. And so I guess I'll get up here and start it out real quick. So everyone thinks, oh, Cliff's an air raid guy.
No, he's
I
not.
will tell you right now,
No, he's not.
there are elements of air raid, but there are elements of air raid in every offense in the league.
I can say it's elements of everything in this offense.
So what I would say is so think of air raid as oh, we're going to spread you out. We're going to try and find matchups. We're going to try and get your worst coverage player on a good route runner. To me, that's just good football.
Yeah.
That's just good football philosophy.
That's it.
And so he has now applied that principle, which is just good offense, to the entire thing. So they were in 12 personnel a bunch last year, which is 2 tight ends, which is not a thing in the air raid. They were in 13 a bunch last year. They were in 21, which is 2 backs, a lot last year. So I know people say air raid. I see a guy, honestly, quite frankly, that is more similar to what Kyle does, to what Sean does in terms of offensive philosophy.
Yeah.
So it's we're going to try to find ways based on formation to present similar looks and run similar plays off those looks. We're going to mess with our spacing and our splits to make it hard for you to cover the horizontal grass on the field and create good throwing windows just based on alignment. And then we're going to have a very diverse, creative run game where we're going to have 1 or 2 runs that we really like, and then we're going to have a bunch of things to insulate those runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think at its basis, that's kind of what it is. It's just good offensive football.
I think it's similar to this. If I'm Fred from Toyota and I sell Toyotas and I move to another company and sell cars, you still gonna look at me as Fred from Toyota. You'll never just say I'm a car salesman.
This is a weird analogy, but I like what you're going with. Keep going.
No, you won't generally just say I sell cars.
Yeah.
You're gonna say I sell a Pacific car.
Yeah, right.
All right? But I'm like, no, I work for Dodge now.
Yeah.
All right? You won't just say, no, you're kind of, and I think that's what he gets. All right? Because I've been known as this air raid guy my whole life. Like when I do say I'm finna mesh these things together, y'all still just say, I work for Toyota.
It's kind of like when people are like, oh, like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike McDaniels are all West Coast guys. That's true, but
they all got their own
looks-
little touch on
It
it.
looks different, right?
Yeah.
It's like they've created their own vein.
Yeah, because McDaniels is more motion to
Right.
me, where McVay likes to run his out of the formation that exists.
Right. He likes to run downhill a little
Yeah.
bit more. McDaniel's more perimeter. Kyle, again, was the guy. It looks more like
And McConnell in Minnesota,
Yeah.
to me, is more spread.
Yes. Yes. But there are principles that you can see. And I think that's where I'd say there are spread principles here. There are air raid principles.
Air raid principles, yeah.
But I'd say on the whole, you're looking at an offense. It's an NFL offense.
You're looking at a guy too. Also, Fred pointed it out well by talking about just what they're going to always know you as from where you come from. You look at his offense, he still has some of those similarities of an air raid, but he has more of a balanced approach. Like he runs the ball
way more than
people give him. You see, and we talked about that at nauseam when we brought him in last year. That's all we talked about before we watched these guys play. Like, don't forget about what he did over there in Arizona with his run game.
He ran the ball with
always
Connor.
Stood out. Yeah. So I think he has some of the similarities of what we saw, but I think also when you look at the different style of play from quarterback, it changes. He knows how to adapt. He knows how to adapt to who he has as QB, and that's what stands out the most about him. He has adaptability to say, okay, this is what I have at quarterback, then we could do more of this.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think, Tana, I'm so glad you brought that up because like the next question on here is like strength and weaknesses of this style, right? Of his style. And Tana, you hit the nail on the head. Like his style is reflective of the personnel.
Who the quarterback is.
And so last year, quarterback was a big factor. Offensive line was a big factor. Skill position guys were a big factor. So if you look at last year's offense, to me, I think you saw an offense that ran the ball with the quarterback very effectively as a way to insulate their runs. Had a lot of RPO, so run pass option, and a lot of quick game. That was kind of the foundational skeleton of the offense.
Until you push it downfield.
Until you push it down the field, right? And so that was with the backbone of it. And when you look at that style of offense, it's very low average depth of target, can't get the ball vertically. It kind of puts a ceiling on what you can be. And I think that is a weakness, but they did it so well, it became a strength. And I do think that's something that when we get into things that have to change, that'll have to change. But to me, that's not reflective of Cliff's system. That's a reflection of who they had available.
Personnel. Yes. This was all personnel based. Like, here go the thing about a coordinator. I am, no matter what my vision is and what my type of scheme is, I am a prisoner to the talent that I have. I have to do things accordingly. And if you look at this offense, we reinforced the offensive line. We added to the backfield. We added to the wide receiving core. The quarterback is a year older. He won't have those deficiencies that he had last year. He will be able to call this year. To me, we're going to really see what his offense he wants it to look like. Like, I think this year he going to say, I got a left tackle that I don't need to keep a tight end for him for. I got this. I understand now. Now I can call whatever play I want in a situation. He didn't have that last year.
Yeah, because I think even if you go back to air raid, like one of the things that you want to do in air raid is get as many eligibles out as you can.
Yeah,
you want to get them out. You want to stress the defense. You want to find matchups. Last year he couldn't do that, right? And I think he was acutely aware, and I think really, quite honestly, a master class in how to insulate your offensive line.
Yeah,
like we're going to run the football. When we are in drop back situations, we're going to have chip plans. We're going to have slide plans to make sure that they're not having to do all that thing.
Yeah,
which again limits the offensive scope. So if I was going to be critical, I'd say, oh, I wish he would have got more eligibles into the route. Yeah, but that's him coaching around
talent.
A talent, right? Like, and I think that offensive line last year played well. But I think they were helped by the way he called games.
Yeah.
And so this year, I expect that to be different because I think you can put those guys in more of an island type situation.
Yeah.
And find better matchups.
I think it's going to take him to the peak of his play calling. Yeah. And it also takes JD5 to a whole nother level because now where we was hesitant to pass the ball last year, now we're going to be full-fledged. Let's go get it done.
And especially, too, being in year 2 of it. I mean, everybody gets a chance to now come in with a little more seasoning when it comes to the play.
We know the offense.
You know, you got guys not thinking less, and then you have guys that's familiar with what you have at QB and knowing that, okay, offensive line wise, they did a tremendous job at it last year, but they just know how to protect him, how long I need to be with it. He's getting the ball out of his hand quicker than some of the best of them in this league. So this guy getting this thing out. So we just got to do our job because the ball he get rid of the football fast.
And so like, again, even like with some of these restrictions, like they were excellent. They were 7th in the NFL in total offense. They had 369 yards per game. They were 3rd in the NFL in rushing with 154 yards per game. Again, a lot of that's driven by Jayden Daniels and what he does, but I think shows
it's part of the team.
It shows a reflection, right? 5th in the NFL in points per game. Again, you got to score points as an offense, and 1st in the NFL on 4th down. So I look at those metrics and I say, man, a lot of that seems repeatable. But much like we talked about with the defense, one of the things that I think is excellent about this is that they have taken steps to ensure against the regression. And so I know I say regression a lot. So go back to your stats class. You got all these data points. clustered up, or like a bell, or what is that thing with the parabola, inverted bell or whatever that's called, bell curve, right? You get all that kind of stuff in the middle, right? And then you get the outliers, right? And so right now, a lot of this stuff in the offense is outlier. They were really good. They were third. They were fourth. They were first in fourth down conversion. So a lot of that stuff is going to regress to the mean, regress to the average. So how do we protect that stuff? Shoot, we go get better on the offensive line, right? So we make sure that we do remain third in rushing yards per game, right? Because now, instead of having to run the football a ton, get super creative with the scheme, now we got a bunch of guys that can win one-on-ones.
And we don't have to lean on the quarterback for the rushing yards. Now you reinforce the line. The running back can take that off of him. And that's more effective when you run with the running back instead of the quarterback.
And again, one of the things last year I thought Cliff did a quite literally a masterful job of was making sure they were not in third and long. So hey, if it's second and 10, like what's my call to get me to third and 6, third and 5, third and 4? And Jayden did a great job making decisions, but Cliff did an excellent job managing that. And so not only does that help you on third down conversion percentage, which they were third in the NFL, but also helps you on fourth down conversion percentage, right? So I look at this and I say, like, he did a great job calling that. But if we can be better rushing the ball on first down, we're in third and 7, now that third and 7 or that second and 7 can be a shot play, can be a down the field extension, right? And we can rely on Jayden Daniels to make it. But that all stems from making good additions on the offensive line.
I think the only person that might take a regression back, and this has nothing to do with talent, it has to do with opportunity and the fact that we got a better offensive line and we might run the ball a little bit more. We depended on Zach Ertz all last year. You know how many times he bailed us out of trouble?
Dude, we looked this up a couple of days ago. He had
24 for 24 in the postseason.
But of his 66 catches in season, so this the postseason was a different animal. But of his 66 catches, 43 of them were for first downs.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
First of all, if he catch half of those balls, he's great.
You got to think too. I mean. And I'm talking to a former tight end. You guys are known to be the safety net for any quarterback, whether he's a young quarterback or old. So when Jayden realized what he had in him, because it took time. I mean, Jayden filled everybody out. He was giving the ball around to any and everybody. And then, too, you give a lot of credit to Cliff because he made things easier with the slip screens and just putting guys in key situations where I ain't got to ask Jayden to go out there and stretch the ball or get rid of this ball downfield when I can just put it in the playmaker's hand and let him, do things with it. When he noticed that, man, I got a guy that's still capable of getting open, putting his foot in the ground and having separation, that's when everything took off. And it was around week 2 when you saw, Ertz go out there and do what he did against the Giants and all that stuff and just have a phenomenal, game. And I think one of those passes, we talked about it last week when he took the ball back from the guy. He showed then, like, I'm a reliable target still at this age. So when in doubt, throw it to me.
I ain't gonna lie. As a defensive player, I wasn't trying to keep up with it. I was just watching the games and I'm like backlogging in my head like, if I was on defense, I'd just try to stop Zach Ertz. Like that'll be my number one thing, not Terry. And I love Terry to death.
But when we had those 2 tight end sets, having a young center in the game, knowing what his potential, I guess teams too kind of look at it like, well, he's out here for a reason. So that's how you get a guy like Zach Ertz open, knowing that, okay, this guy long in the tooth. Let's think about this young guy. But then also you saw he had a different kind of role. He wasn't into a lot of those pass routes. But I think that's how you can hide guys like Zach Ertz.
But that's a lot. 66 catches and 45 of them. First downs or touchdowns. Like,
it's crazy.
I had a similar production 2012. I was only coming in on third down and if not all,
it's a huge deal.
All my catches was first down. And I had 8 tugs that year. So it's like
as a defensive player, like I am watching this.
Like, I told you we was playing. I don't want to get off topic, but I'm gonna be quick with it. And Trail Road, we played cars together and down in Miami. He said, Tanner, we told them young dudes when 89 come in the game on third down,
get the ball.
Don't think lightly. He getting the ball. And he say, we blinking, you scoring on us. You know what I mean? That's when you were playing with the Giants. So that's how Ertz was for us, man. When every time I saw Ertz line up in one of those critical down situations, I'm like, man, throw the ball to Ertz. He was getting open, man.
But I think that's a great example, Tana, of the next point, which is that we talked about the offensive line, their ability to be efficient on first down. But on third down, one of the things that stuck out to me is they only had like 1 dude, 2 dudes, maybe Terry, that could win versus man-to-man coverage. So I love the idea of them going out and getting some playmakers.
Debo Samuels and the rest of them.
Getting Debo. And again, Debo's and I think Tanny did a great job of characterizing this. He's not like your prettiest wide receiver.
Yeah.
No.
But if you know how to use him,
Yeah.
like run him on a slant or a choice
ball
or
player.
a bubble or a screen,
Yes.
like he can be pretty devastating. And I do think in the slot, he can win in man-to-man situations. So what you're doing is you're saying Terry can win.
Yeah.
Zach can win.
Yeah.
Here's Debo out here
win.
now that can win in man-to-man coverage situations. And now who's that fourth guy going to be?
He wins with icing on the top because it's different between beating me and catching the ball and beating me and catching the ball and running.
Yeah.
He's a catch and a runner.
Or I can go a little further with it. I'm glad you brought it up. You say, okay, I got all these receivers. Why limit myself of keeping Debo at receiver when I can line him up as the other tight end?
Yeah. Or a tailback.
Or the tailback.
Yeah. Just find a good matchup.
And keep the matchups. Like, I mean, we have endless
I'm
ways
really
to
glad you
beat
brought
you
that
now.
up. That's a great
You
point.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what he brings. We talk about Swiss Army knife. No, he's beyond that because he's one of those matchup guys where that you can't match him up with nobody.
Tight
He can
end,
beat he can
safety.
beat your corner.
Yep.
He can beat your linebackers. He
Safety.
can beat your safety. He can beat anybody on the field, and then he can run the ball. So you know what? You think we finna do him? Put it in his belly. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he's one of those guys that he gets open. He gets everybody else open because he's on the field.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about it, like it's such a good point. But I remember you can go like 11 Debo. So put 11 Debo at running back, for example. And you got Zach at Y.
Yeah.
You got Terry at X or Z, right? You got whoever you want in the slot. Who you want in the slot? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Name your-
Whoever.
Lane, anybody,
Luke.
you know.
Let go, Luke.
Luke,
Yeah.
and then
Lane.
someone on the perimeter, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, there's 3 receivers out here, 4 counting Debo, but he's lined up at the back. So do we put a safety in the box to cover him? Because that's a mismatch.
And don't motion him.
Yeah.
Don't motion him out the backfield.
Yeah, do we put a linebacker on him?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
shoot, that
man.
we don't like that either.
Yeah.
How about we put a corner on him? Then the linebacker's got to cover Luke.
Luke? No.
No, I don't want that.
No. So, yeah.
So I do think like one of the things, another criticism I had about this offense is like there weren't a lot of guys who could win in man-to-man coverage on third down. And now you got this piece when utilized correctly. And Cliff is so smart, man. Already in OTAs and minicamp, we've seen them utilize them that way. We can't talk about it because like we can't tip it
No, we
off.
keep it secrets around here, all right?
But I think that is really exciting and cool. The other thing I want to just point out too is like last year they were 24th in explosive pass plays, right? Which is not great.
Yeah.
At all.
And so when you say, oh man, they're going on 18 play drives, 15 play drives, like that's, again, talk about regressing to the mean. Eventually that's going to come back to average.
Yeah.
But if we can find a way to become more efficient with our explosive pass plays, that means we don't have to go on these long drives, right? We can, so I think a couple things. One, they've got better on the offensive line, which I think increases the likelihood of an explosive run.
Yeah.
2, we've gotten more explosive playmakers in the pass game.
Yeah.
So that all of a sudden, and again, I watched every Debo cut up from 2023 and 2024. That dude will take a 5-yard in, 60 to the house.
Yard to the house.
So bump me going on a 60 play or a 11 play drive, 15 play drive. How about we go 5 plays and I hit him on a little 2nd and 5?
Wide receiver, we got faster with Lane.
Yeah.
We got bigger and stronger with Debo. All right. We added to a group that needed reinforcement that let Terry have some help. That now it's a group that can beat you however we need to beat you.
Yeah.
All right. We have a guy for that. Right? We got a guy for every situation.
And it was, and obviously we don't know Noah Brown's situation, but he was looking like a dude in camp, man.
Hey, listen.
And so hopefully he's healthy, but again, like
The amount of pass interferences this guy caused.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what skill you need.
It'd be big.
Yeah, like, no, I think you need people to doubt you. If you know what I mean.
But also this be big. I mean, like far as from your standpoint of being a corner, you got a guy you facing that he's quietly faster than what you imagine.
Yeah.
He has the size over you. When y'all get in that situation where the ball in the air, you're gonna panic. You're gonna try to knock the ball down or grab his arm. So that's why he was getting all the flags. you know?
Yeah. So I mean, I just think one way to combat or counteract some of the issues they were having offensively in terms of like not finding explosive plays, you bring in people, bringing offensive linemen in, you get more eligibles out, you're going to find more explosive plays, right? You bring in more explosive dynamic playmakers like Merritt, for example, like in camp, and he's a 7th round pick. I don't know what he's going to be, man, but he's explosive as all outdoors, man. He ran a 1.50 10-yard split.
Yeah.
That dude is getting up and running out that front door.
care what round you get drafted in. Sometimes you could just see talent.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just see talent and you can see it all over this kid. Like, this kid is going to be a good pro.
Yeah. And so, and again, we're kind of leading slowly from what the offense did well into things that they could improve on. Like last year, they were 17th in the NFL in passing game.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably yards if I'm going to, yards per game.
Partial yards, yeah.
So again, that goes back to the explosive play. I mean, think about all the quick game they had to do last year, right?
And that goes back to the 15, 14, 17 play drives.
Yeah.
You can't have 4 yards, 400 yards passing the game if we're literally taking up. But in defense to that was actually the way they needed to win.
That's
the way we had to win.
Yeah. And I think about that, and in some way, it's a criticism that we're talking about it, but it's a strength that you were coached that well.
Yeah.
To be that efficient.
And do it over and over again.
Yeah.
Like you did it over.
We was waiting for that damn slipper to fall off. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this can't be real. Like you're going to continue to win like this week in and week out. And they kept doing it.
Yeah.
Like I remember talking to Kyle when he was here, and he was like, man, we are not, this was in 2012. It's like, we're not built to go on a 15-play drive.
Yeah.
Like the quarterback can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need explosive chunks.
Yeah.
And so to have a quarterback that could sit there and just do
methodically
the boring
tear
stuff
you apart
over and over again, to see the quickness of his release to get the ball out when he needs to. I mean,
and then when that all fails, I'm gonna run on you.
I'm out. Deuces.
Yeah. And so I think about we're being critical of that, but I do think you can make the offense more efficient and more variance proof.
Yeah.
If you can find ways to get more explosive
Especially
plays.
if you get them explosive plays in the run game.
Yeah, most definitely in the run game and pushing it down the field. Like you got guys that can push it down the field. Now I got a guy that I can call a hitch for on first down. He can break a tackle, take it 60. Like it's just so many more choices than it was last year.
And so I've had a lot of people ask me like, well, how does Cliff get the offense better? And so I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that Cliff's going to do in terms of getting in the lab, maximizing talent, putting people in good positions. Like he's just a mad scientist. Like when you watch the way he uses formations, and again, people say, oh, well, Terry always lines up on the left. Like look at what he does with people in the slot. Look at what he does with spacing. Look at what he does with 4 receiver overloads. Like he does a lot of really clever stuff in that regard.
Well, let me tell you who loves Cliff's. Zacchaeus. De'Ami Brown.
Yeah.
You know why?
And boys gone.
Put them in a place where they can flourish. All right?
Absolutely. And I say to myself, like, but the other great thing about some of these personnel moves, specifically the Deebo Samuel one, right, is that he doesn't really need to change anything he's done, right?
No.
You can still run a slant to Deebo. He can run a slant.
Yeah.
He can catch a slant, and he can turn that thing into 20.
Yeah.
Or, hey, we like bubble screens. Like, we're running a little pre-snap RPO. They've got 2 over 3. We're just going to nail that to Deebo. Like, watch him go for 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even, like, we've taken the quick game element and now made it lethally effective.
And you got an alert guy. He's such an alert guy. I'm a defensive guy. So when we yell alert, that means it's some tomfoolery in the game.
Yeah.
Like they got a guy in there that we call a joker.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Deebo is a joker.
Yeah.
When he in alert 1. 1 is in the game.
Yeah.
Like, where is 1?
Yeah.
Is he in the backfield? Is he in the slot? Is he outside? Where is 1? Oh, he in motion. Now we really alert. Right? He in motion. Like, do you know simply Deebo in motion dictates so much of a defense? That one thing. When JD5 lift that foot up and Deebo come in motion, he just changed our whole defense.
Yeah, and I think the other one that's interesting to talk about too is like Lane. And again, he's a rookie, right? 4th round pick. Like, so what is his impact actually going to be? Probably not too tremendous. But to have that vertical speed to open up some windows, I can give him a reverse, I can hit him on a screen, I can hit him on a bubble. And like, Tana, you know how important that is. You've been around like Aldrick Robinson, who was not an overly nuanced route runner. But that
just the threat of
get him in
him.
his hand.
Speed
Just
kills,
the threat
man.
of him. You bring a Lane in the game and say, man, guess what? I'm finna scare the boat Jesus out of these guys by putting them on the outside and just let them run a go right now. Let them run a go right now. And don't even throw him the ball. Just to let you know, you better not try me. Don't bring that safety up.
Don't try me.
I'm gonna run this go route with this guy one time. Let me see the coverage that I want, and I'm gonna run them again. And that's what the smart OCs do. They go out there and they fish for plays. Like, all right, let me see what happened in the first quarter when I run this. When I show this formation with this guy in the game, what they give me. So in the second half, if I might need that big play and I run that and I'll see different, I'm going to him. So that's what you have at your disposal right now offensively when you have so many weapons. You have the speed. When you have the threats of a Terry out there along with the other names, man, you got guys now that you can really go out there and say, you talk about this all the time. We dictating what's going on.
We ain't gonna let you
I don't care
dictate us.
what you got going on your defense, what down it is, what yards, how much we need. We gonna dictate by who we put on the field, and you got to change. Because if you don't change, we can throw that slip screen and be off to the races.
I like Jayden Lane because of what me and you always talk about. I love receivers that's good, that show me you was good with a bad quarterback. Because then I don't know what you can be.
Mhm.
I don't got a clue how good you are. And I think with Jayden Lane is he's a dude that he survived bad quarterback and still got a chance to showcase his talent. I think that goes, that tells me you can be as good as your quarterback is. And if you got a quarterback like Jedi 5, the roof is the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan say, the roof is the ceiling.
And then you got to think about it too. I think when you get a guy like him, I think when you ask yourself that question, how was he able to still be productive with that quarterback play? He's a punt returner at nature. So it's like, guys, as punt returners, B. Mitch always said this, you got to be wired a little different to play special teams, especially at those two positions, kick return and punt return. That's all you. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of the other guys doing a lot of things to help you, but half of the time, you making a man miss while that ball in the air is you. So when you put me in a situation where how to survive out here with nobody, the guy throwing me bad balls, it's being a punt return all over again. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he's able to go out there and be productive, because he's doing it already at a high capacity as a punt returner, and it's like the same thing as a receiver.
Yeah, it's interesting talking to coaches about like ways to get guys confident. A lot of times, hey, if they can do it on teams, it gives them a little bit of juice, leg room to be like, hey, I can do something more here, be more devastating. So I think the other thing is that comes up in this question sheet here is like, is there an evolution of the offense? And to me, the evolution, and I hate to sound redundant, it's can you find explosive opportunities? And I know that's easy for me to say, but can you find explosive opportunities in the same way that like Kyle Shanahan, the San Francisco 49ers did a couple years ago, where the average depth of target is not crazy high. So the likelihood of completion is very high, but the separation
is there.
Is there. And then the guy can work after the catch. So think about a good example of this is, hey, we're going to take a 15-yard dig, but we've cleared it out in a way so the receiver can catch it running. He can attack. And then all of a sudden, instead of a 15-yard gain, we've got a
20-yard,
25-yard, 30-yard gain, right? And I think that's where schematically, I'm not saying they need to be hitting 50-yard bombs all the time, but can we can we get out of the quick game a little bit? And I'm not saying don't leave it. Keep it right where it is, because it's so important. The RPO stuff, that stuff's important. But can we kind of, because again, this is a crazy statistic. So they were 24th in passing explosive plays, but they were third in passing explosive plays over 50 yards.
Because
so it was like basically they were hitting it quick or they're hitting it
home run.
So to me, there's a whole middle of the field there
that we need to attack
in terms of average depth of target that we can work on. And so to me, that's where if Cliff were to ask me, we would never do this.
I think the evolution for me, the offensive line.
You unlock it up there because you get a better run game out of it. Then now everything
better run, better pass. I think that offensive line.
But I think my point is that all of it seems to be swirling around. Can we open up the middle of the field?
Yeah.
You know?
But that's going to open it up.
Offensive line.
That's what's going to open it up. When that run game started hitting, and they see a little more speed,
play action,
and see a little more, a guy who really has that, that vision, that know how to hit those holes, know how to bounce. Now we coming up. Now we finna leave this field. We're wide open because we got to bring these guys up to slow them down up front.
And because as good as Saquon Barkley was last year, he was not getting touched to 5 yards down that field. Let's be honest.
It's crazy.
Let's be honest.
That thing was crazy.
That offensive line opens up everything, man. I think it changes everything. Like this 215 yards passing the game. No, that ain't what it's going to be. Not with the offensive line.
Well, think about Larry Tunsil's superpower. This is
passing block.
Pass pro. He's an excellent pass protector, right? So if you can put him on an island, work some slides, you get an upgrade from Brandon Coleman on the interior.
But then and that's so funny. We upgraded Brandon Coleman and he moved to guard and he upgraded the guard position.
I mean, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for that, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's a great point, Fred. Tana, where do you see the evolution? Do you have an idea on that?
No, I was going to speak on the run game. I think the run game unlocks the offensive line, and the run game unlocks all that. I think last year at times, even because we ran good at times, but it was at times where if we had a better run game in certain games,
we could have dictated
a lot more offensively, and we had to fight and claw and bite just to
JD5 was the run game for the last 5 games.
Just to get what we wanted offensively because of the lack of that run game. So if we start off with that thing humming the way I think we can with the offensive line upgrades, with the running back upgrades, oh my God, I think the sky's the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean the sky's the ceiling.
He went Michael Jordan on that?
Yeah, the sky's the ceiling.
The sky's the ceiling. Did he cry when he was saying that? The sky's the ceiling.
And then I think we've talked about this a little bit already, but I think it's important to kind of just double click so the fans know what we're thinking about. Obviously, we're excited about the offensive line.
Yeah.
In-house, guys that have been here. Who are the guys that are going to take that next step to help this transition for Cliff and this offense to be easier?
You're going to like what I got to say about this. You're going to like the two guys.
When I go before you, then you say, who's the guy that's going to help this offense take the next step? Well, we just talked about two of them, JCJ and Tunson. That's two.
But we'll leave the O-line.
Yeah, so we'll leave them out of there. And I think...
And I'd also throw Coleman in there too, but yeah, go ahead.
I think the running back room. I honestly think that...
What about it?
It's going to be this. And I'm going to give it to you. It's a fire down there that's been lit. Either somebody going to get burnt and get up out of their own way, or somebody new gonna be back there doing it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it. Don't take my. I love when you bring competition to any room.
Yeah,
because you know why? It gonna bring the best out of you. The guy who's in the front.
Like that.
That was the most old school.
He got 90 years old. Come on, man. He's 90 years old.
That's why I was looking at you because I was like,
I ain't trying to make this thing sound no better. Hey, I'm just trying to get to my point.
No, but I love it though because it's like that's like what it is though. Yeah,
yeah, and I just feel like that room to me is. We've already seen it, flashes of it out there. Man, look, you bring something in my room, boy, you better bring everything you got every day because I'm finna compete. And I feel like that room just got upgraded a little bit, man. And then you get a Austin Eckler, who I still think highly of, man.
We haven't even talked about Austin.
Man, he was so phenomenal last year for it. Remember that at one point we missed him for 5 weeks.
And we didn't know what to do.
And when he got in there, he didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
The guy just one of those guys. Yeah. He moved the chains, man.
And talk about another mismatch weapon. Like that's like you can put him wherever you want.
First of all, bring him and Debo in the game at the same time.
Yeah.
All right.
Trouble.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Trouble.
Yeah. You ain't got a clue now. My two guys, you gonna like this one. Bring him back. Doing it for the youth.
Doing it for the youth.
Luke McCaffrey.
Okay. Is he talk about a guy that had a good OTA minicamp?
Yes.
He showed up.
You look
Luke
good
McCaffrey
too. No homo.
And Ben Sinnott.
Dude, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Those two guys. Because I'm looking for Ben. And I know people going to be like, no, that ain't going to happen. I'm looking for Ben by mid-season to start stealing half the reps from Ertz.
And I know got to steal it though. He ain't got to steal it.
Not stealing.
But I mean, another mismatch weapon would be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's growing into that role,
if he's growing,
if he deserves the reps.
Just think, Ben. What did Ben do well in college?
Catch and run.
No, but what did he do besides that? No, I'm talking about why he stretched the field a lot too. He ran better than the average guy his size as a tight end.
Yeah.
So just imagine that opens up in our offense with him being able to do that.
Yeah.
Like if you get 12 or personnel and they match him base, then you've got these two guys that can win one-on-ones. Like that's only what you're trying to do.
So that is like that's scary to know that we can have that production or that kind of play from a guy with that size and with that capability.
Ben Obi Kenobi. And Luke Skywalker. That's where I'm going. Who you got?
Ben Obi Kenobi. You ain't.
So I'm going to go off the beaten path because we talked about Coleman, who I really think we talked about the offensive line. You talked about Luke and Ben. You talked about the running back room.
Yeah.
You didn't say him by name, but Merritt, I think, is going to be an interesting addition to that room for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go sneaky here. I'm going to go Josh Johnson. And what I mean by that is Josh Johnson is the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's played for every team in the NFL.
All 32.
All 32. I mean,
that's his name. All 32 Johnson.
But I think about the infrastructure that this team and this staff has put around Jayden.
Yeah.
And who better to help kind of take that to the next step?
They are the same body build. They throw the same. Like, I was talking crazy. I was watching them throw the other day, and I'm like, I can't tell the difference between him and Jayden. They're the same dude.
And so what I love about this is that, hey, how are we going to get Jayden better, man? He was like 6th in the NFL in completion percentage, man. They were 1st and 4th down, like big time throw, blah, blah, blah. Man, let's get somebody in there who's seen it, done it, can sit in the room with you.
Christmas past.
Yeah, watch some film with you. We got Marcus back.
Yeah.
Right? So I think an addition like that, because again, ultimately we talk about all these different tangential things. The guy that's going to drive it is 5.
Yeah.
Right? So if I can support 5 even more.
Yeah.
With a guy like that, a resource like that, we talked about when we did the defensive pod, we talked about the experience those guys have.
Their brain trust.
And talk about, I mean, I don't know about a guy who's literally played in 15 offenses.
He's played in 20 offenses,
played
dude.
in the CFL, played in the USFL.
It ain't no football he hasn't seen.
Yeah, he's played in San Francisco with Harbaugh when Harbaugh was running that crazy triple check offense that they ran. So man, I think that to me, that's a guy that I think is going to help this offense take the next step. You might never see him take a snap on the field.
Yeah.
He might not even make the team. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But to have him in the building at this time
It's
of
a
year,
plus.
push that along,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fantastic.
That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that one. That wouldn't have hit my
Well,
mind.
you-
But when you said it, I
Yeah.
thought about it.
And just knowing what they had out of Mariota too last year.
Yeah.
I mean, along with that, I mean, that's gonna light a fire. Five lit. You know, I'm gonna say that he's
and
one
I
of them.
wouldn't be shocked
He's
if
one of them
people vote
fires.
Mariota.
He's one of them fights you don't put out. He one of them fires you don't put out, man.
Yeah.
It's just something special about the kid.
No, for sure, man. Really excited. I'm really excited about the offense. But the thing I'm maybe most excited about is this bake-off, man. You and Anna.
This is America's Bake Off.
America.
This ain't just a Bake Off.
It is my time for my snack. Let me see.
Yeah.
It's
This is
almost 3
America's
o'clock.
Bake Off,
Snack time.
and I refuse to lose. Yes.
All right, Fred, you said you won't lose. I think
will
we
not.
got our little trays here of for our bake-off.
Yes, it's America's Bake Off
Bake
for
Off.
the July 4th situation. So we was told to bring things, and I did it in excess because that's America. I brought 3 items. Anna brought one
Okay,
thing.
hang on one second. Anna's here. Thank you
Hello.
for coming, Anna. Thank
Thanks
you for
for-
participating in the bake-off. And as always, the rules and parameters have been corrupted by Fred.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens here. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yes. I'm going to start with, well, I'll explain what I made. So if you guys want to hold up your little
Wait, aren't we
desserts
supposed to just blind taste this
to the
thing, or
camera.
what?
No, because it ain't the same dish.
I
already
think
know.
we just need to, let's
All
just,
right, this is Anna's.
it's super cute. Red, white, and blue.
We'll save it super cute.
We don't
okay?
do this for cuteness.
We're talking presentation here. We take all things into
Okay,
consideration.
what is it?
Okay. It's a vanilla cupcake with fruit in the middle. So like raspberry and blueberries in the
Okay.
middle. And then it's decorated with like a whipped frosting with
Love it.
blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, red, white, and blue.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's my fault.
And they're
This is
all
tight.
homemade, unlike some of the
All
other
homemade.
suspiciously evenly shaped cookies.
All right. Yeah, those cookies are okay. Real quick, if you guys are watching, this is the cookie Fred brought in.
Man, cookie
He
is
brought
famous.
this
They're all
thing
the
in.
same size.
I've never seen a cookie come out of my
Perfectly
oven
baked.
looking like that.
That because one, he cook it at the temperature that they say at 350.
No.
I cook mine at 325. I extend the cooking time an extra 10 minutes,
Fred.
and I also
Whatever
butter the bottom
helps
of
you
the pan.
sleep
Did
at
this
night.
come out of
Whatever.
a package?
No,
that
it
you
didn't.
just cut with scissors
Can I
and
try
laid
the
it down?
Can I try the food?
No,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yes.
All right, now me myself, I made an American confetti
No,
cake.
we're not to you yet. We're
Oh,
not to you
all
yet.
right.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna try this cupcake.
All right,
I'm going to be honest. After you guys try it, I do have to tell you a little story.
that she didn't make it.
Is there a fingernail in here or something?
Yeah, toenail sandwich or something.
No, my oven broke.
This is supposed to be a cupcake, Anna?
I
Uh-huh.
hope it ain't a raccoon tail in it.
This is pretty dense.
I've
Anna.
been saying this is pretty dense.
It's a dense. It's supposed to be more dense.
Okay.
It's the type of cake that it is.
Tastes like somebody died in here.
What's wrong with you? Why would you say
This
that?
frosting is awesome.
Thank you.
By the way, you made this from scratch?
Yeah. Every single part.
Pretty good.
No,
I give her props.
that is good.
They're pretty
Anna.
good.
Yeah, I'm eating and I'm not saying
Is there
nothing,
jelly in
you know.
here or what?
I ain't got no hate.
That's fresh raspberries.
I got you.
Sorry, my
you threw
mouth
me out
is
with
full.
the
It's a little,
raspberry.
it's a little dense, but
Yeah.
the frosting is really good.
And the fruit's
It
really
hits
good.
the taste buds, dances a little bit, then lays down.
Is that good or bad? I can't tell.
It's okay.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment.
We can get this dude, man.
That's your boy right there. All right. Right. Anna, well done. Okay, here we
you.
go.
Yeah,
so what
it's
do we
good,
got?
Anna.
So
Thank
Fred made a bunch of
We got to exclude the cookie. The cookie's so good. I know that he bought that from Wegmans. I can see the
He loves to throw
I can see the
Wegmans at me.
Wegman sign on the container that he rubbed out. No, I
Wegmans?
mess him.
Check it out. I made the blue confetti cake
Mhm.
in honor of the 4th. And
Okay.
inside of the blue confetti cake, it got red, white, and blue in the inside. All right. You're going to hear there. You're going to sit there. It's going to hit the taste buds right there and start to do the MC Hammer. All you need to do is relax when it happens.
All right,
All right?
let him relax.
Relax, Tam. You see how soft that is? She'll get stuck right there at the top of the mouth.
It tastes like
It's decent. Right.
All right.
What else we had?
All right. I got the deviled strawberries.
I
All right?
haven't made mine.
You know what a deviled
Nice for
egg
me.
is, but most people don't know what a
Jason.
deviled strawberry is. A deviled strawberry is basically cheesecake filling on top of a strawberry
And
with
did you bake?
crumbles on the
Sorry.
top of it.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna try this. This is the strawberry right here.
Devil.
Just pop that thing right in.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
It is very yummy, friend. It is very yummy.
What's on top of that?
Cheesecake filling.
Okay.
I made from scratch.
There's no way.
Got it from Jesus' kitchen.
I haven't eaten
Okay, I got
strawberry
two
yet.
questions.
I was
No
still
way.
eating the cake.
Okay, did you make the frosting for the confetti cake?
Yes, I did.
No
From scratch.
way you made that.
Hey, heavy whipping cream, blue colored dye. It don't take long.
Don't take long.
Mm-mm.
It don't take long.
Mm-mm.
Look like it from a package.
Mm-mm. Like everything from a package with me.
I mean,
No, I made this. And I did it on Father's Day for you. Come on now. Stop this.
when did you start baking?
I started baking when I was like 12 years old and I earned the name Freddie Crocker.
No, I'm saying when
Tastes
did you
like
start
Sam's
having
Club. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you make these
Let
cookies?
me try to.
I make these cookies
I
from
know he made.
scratch.
I know he made the fruit. Let me try this real quick.
The strawberries do look homemade. They're not baked, but they do look homemade.
What? How do you, what? Anna, what are you talking about?
He said it's not baked.
They're not baked,
There's nothing big.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I got you. I was like, you can't.
but they were good. I will give you.
All right,
Nothing big.
Fred, this cookie is super suspect right here.
Hey,
Why? Because I know how
It's
to
just
not
crazy.
burn a cookie.
Let me just debunking Fred.
Okay, if you are watching on YouTube, here's the bottom of the cookie. Here's
Guess
the-
what? I
here's-
cooked it 20
here's the top of
degrees.
the cookie.
I cooked it 20 degrees
Notice the
lower
shape.
and 15 minutes longer.
Notice the shape
No,
of the
9
cookie.
minutes longer.
Notice the shape of the cookie.
oh
Yeah.
my God.
I don't know how you make cookies, Tana. My wife makes awesome
Boy, my
cookies.
cookie be looking like a pencil.
Be looking like a love seat.
My pickle be looking. My cookie be looking straight. It don't even look round.
Oh, so you saying my cake not there either?
No, I'm saying, so I'm not.
Yeah, Jason's not on the mic, but
So-
he's
so
expressing.
Jason
Right.
is saying. So
The
Jason.
cookie is perfect.
No.
If you made that cookie, that's the best.
Do you
cookie.
know how to not burn a cookie? The
No,
way to not
obviously
burn a
not.
cookie
Burn a cake.
is wax cake.
So-
you burn one, but you burn the other.
Because the one got wax paper and the other one doesn't. I didn't cook the cake in wax paper.
I don't know,
You cook
Fred.
okay,
I
wax
don't know.
paper?
The cookie, if you want them not to stick, cook them at a lower temperature and cook them on wax paper. For you non-cookers,
I don't know.
Really?
yes.
I don't know if I buy that.
Look at y'all. What's wrong with you? See, this the problem. We can't never really have a regular cook-off.
I believe
a
that
bake-off.
I believe that you baked the cake. I'm not saying you didn't bake the cake. I just
You baked the cake.
skeptical of the
You baked cake.
ingredients.
What ingredients are you skeptical of?
I'm just gonna put it like this. I like the Sam's cake.
This dude.
You like the Sam's cake?
Y'all need to get that hate out of y'all
The
heart.
Sam's boy cake. I like it.
Everyone was really
that cake
excited.
ain't never seen Sam's.
Everyone was really excited in the office about the funfetti cake.
The funfetti cake?
Yeah.
This strawberries. Best thing.
The strawberry's amazing.
No,
I feel like it didn't have any taste.
the devil, you can't taste.
I can't taste.
He has
It's
no taste
delicious.
buds.
But it's not baked.
I ate my snack for
It's
this.
not baked, this guy. It isn't baked.
Never really.
All right, listen.
Dude, I actually low-key like this cupcake a lot.
Thank you.
I think you just like Anna and want to be on her side.
No, and the cupcake was good, but
And this cupcake is good.
it's something about that damn icing on that Sam's cake.
That ain't no Sam
That I
cake.
know it.
Are you calling me Sam?
I know it's Sam's cake when I.
No, he calling me Sam. Hey, all I'm saying,
I actually don't. I like the cake. I don't like the
No, it's
icing that
good.
much.
You don't like the icing that
It's
much?
too sweet for me. But that's how I like it.
See, I got a sweet tooth.
No, Tanner got a sweet tooth.
Oh,
Hey.
oh.
That
But what about the
motherfucker
cake itself?
I like
No.
the cake.
Both of them good. I like Anna cake too. But boy, your cake tastes like I could go get some money for it right now. I could go sell it.
Well, that says it,
That why-
folks. I done went on one.
That's why I think you bought it.
Oh, no, I ain't bought it. I baked that cake last night.
I could go sell that cake. I'm telling you.
I baked that cake last night. It was great. Anna, great fight.
No,
Good
we
way to
haven't,
come
we
to
haven't
the-
voted yet. We haven't voted yet.
I thought she already lost.
So,
You
okay, so
awful.
just walk
Oh
me
my
through how you
gosh.
made your icing real quick. Just walk me through it. Just the steps real quick.
Icing is nothing but heavy cream,
Okay.
sugar. All right, you put a little milk in there. You put your food coloring in there, whatever color you want.
Yeah, yeah.
It ain't really much to ice.
You whipped it by hand?
No, you whip it with a machine.
Okay, just making sure.
Who I look like Daniel Boone?
I don't know, man.
No, I'm just saying. No, you literally icing ain't number sugar. Let's be honest. That's sugar.
You don't put, there's no eggs in icing?
If you do like a whipped like
I would say if
meringue,
you whipping it, if you want it to be light.
Yeah,
but
fluffy.
you not in the no.
What you got over there, Kayla? What you coming up with?
Let's vote. Right.
I know.
So we're gonna vote?
I just feel like it was a little outnumbered, 3-1.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this.
What do you think?
So this is what I'm gonna
That's
say.
America. All right, that's America.
Why you ain't eat your cooking?
No, I'm ready to see y'all.
I just want to get a taste.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I
I
cook.
I'm talking him. I'm talking about him over
No,
there.
I want y'all. I'm trying to win this thing.
I smashed it.
Anna is the only person I ain't beat yet. I got to win.
I like Anna cake too, but I just feel like
Did you win? Should go?
something about that blue cake.
So
Papa
it's just,
Smurf hit
are you
them.
voting, Jason?
Something about that blue cake.
Okay, yeah. So I was actually gonna say of the things on the plate,
Yeah.
no BS. I like Anna's cupcake the best. The cake's a little dense, but I like the frosting a lot. But again, I'm not like I don't like that harsh sweet frosting.
I totally
So
understand.
that's more of a preference for me.
And I'm a sweet guy. I like Anna's cake, but I got to go with the blue cake. That's why I think he bought.
Crazy.
That's why I think he bought it.
I
That's why I
feel
think he
betrayed.
bought it. He bought it.
Anna feels betrayed. So who's gonna? So Jason.
No,
Jason, I really want to know what Jason's got to say because Jason is the. Get on that mic,
Yeah,
Jason. Go
here.
get on that mic.
Here you go.
You can't see Jason.
The
Jason's-
strawberry I loved, but it's not baked. So punt that out of here. Not even going to count it. You did not make that cookie.
I made the cookie.
You did not make that
I
cookie.
smashed my cookie too.
Of
I mean,
everything you've ever baked, you have never made anything perfect. That looks like it came out of
I
a
wanted to
bakery
make
that
it perfect
cuts it.
because I knew how y'all
Hey,
gonna act.
Kayla, would you mind handing me the
no,
box? real
Duncan
quick?
Hines.
I went bought wax paper to make that.
Duncan Hines.
I went bought chocolate chips to make that.
You're gonna have to start doing your proof. You're gonna have to start taking your videos.
I'm just saying
Every single one is perfect.
No way, bro.
Perfect size.
They are
perfect
not
everything.
perfect.
Fred.
They're all
perfectly
I don't want to
perfectly
touch all these, but like,
How
this,
did you scoop them out of the bowl and put them on the? Because they're perfect in size.
First of all,
all of them.
I don't let mine melt.
And
I actually
even the feel,
if you
I
want
can
them-
feel the
No,
store bought.
If you want to be perfect, all you have to do is smash them. Don't let them melt on the tray. Smash them so now they just rise. Y'all are idiots.
I'm not counting the cookie. So now it comes down to the cake.
I can, dude, Fred.
Two of my things
Fred,
have been eliminated.
Fred, this there's
no
nothing
way.
homemade about it. It just
Oh
feels
my
like you
God.
just Fred.
From two people that can't cook.
Fred,
I
look at
can't
me.
cook.
I've had plenty of store-bought cookies. I know what a store-bought cookie is. I know what it is.
That is not a store-bought
If
cookie.
anyone,
know
here,
what it
Jason's
is.
the expert.
All right,
Really?
all right. Do you want me to bring the same cookies tomorrow?
Yes.
Do you want me to
Yes.
redo
You'll
it?
just go to the store and buy more cookies.
Oh my God.
There's so many
I
of them.
will feel myself
Do the
in
video.
the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Do
I
the
want you to do
video.
that.
Do the video.
Yeah.
Yes,
do that.
I will do a video.
All right.
It ain't that hard not to burn cookies.
All right, and we'll post that video if you bring it in.
So
Okay,
it
here we
comes
go.
down to the cupcake and the cake. That's really what this comes down to for
Yeah.
me.
I don't feel
The,
good
the
about it.
cupcake was a little dense. That's my
It is
criticism.
dense. It is dense.
But I loved the fruit in it
Yeah,
as
good.
like
Yeah, I
adding the
almost threw up.
sweetness to your sugar. You did a great job balancing the the light
See, Jay
sweetness
eats.
of the icing,
You can
not
just tell
oversweet.
Jay eats.
But that icing he had on his store-bought
Yeah, it's-
box cake
It was
was really good. So if that's,
It was
if
the
that's
blue
real
icing.
homemade
It was the
funfetti
blue
cake,
icing.
it
was the
wins
blue
for
icing.
me. So Fred, you
Yeah,
do take
your
the
cake.
win if that's real.
No.
If that's
real.
not a box
I
bought.
actually think the cake's real though.
Yeah.
Because
No, I'm saying like if you didn't buy the box that like you just add eggs and
I
butter
did
and
not
milk and
buy a
whip
box
it.
cake.
If you actually
I
did
would
it,
never make a box
is
cake.
and I believe you did it on that.
You know what's
I believe
you know
you
what's
did
you
it
know
on
what's
that.
funny though?
No.
Because
Cupcake is crazy dense,
Fred can
This
bake.
is wrong.
And
This
we
is
question
wrong.
we fact check Fred for everything.
It is true.
But I got that's because you lie so damn much. But but honestly, bro, that cake good. You hear me? Like I'm always saying that.
No, it's out of the box. It's out of the box.
Like,
It's out of the
yeah,
box.
the
I will
cake
make
is-
money off that cake.
This part of the
cake
cake,
is good,
the spongy
bro.
part
Guys.
here is
It's good.
perfect.
And then
It's
the
funfetti
icing,
cake
then the
from the
icing
box.
just like I'm
I don't like that kind of icing
I'm
personally,
like,
but the
boy,
cake's
I
good.
need to see the wrapper, the icing that you dipped out and spread it on your cake this morning. 'Cause
You told us like a week ago.
Oh my
you did
God.
3 things. You
This
did
is
the
so-
cake, you did the strawberries, and then you went, oh crap. I need to make a third thing and just bought cookies.
I've been blamed.
we eliminated the cookies. The cake
cookies
won.
from
The
where?
cookies are
The
cookies
cake
are gone.
won.
Cookies are gone. You can't
The cake
unless
won.
you videotape. Fred,
No.
like this.
No,
this
there's no way
feels like a store bought cookie in my hand.
That mean I can cook. Kayla, that mean I can cook.
Kayla, do you think
It
these are
only
real?
feels store
Kayla, get on that mic
But-
and tell
but
me right
Anna,
now
you-
whether you think
you-
this is
you-
real.
I
Kayla,
took-
get over there.
I took
Your
precautions.
cupcake was good.
Thank
your
you.
cupcake was good.
I will say at least if I lost, at least I lost
Your
with
cupcake
integrity
was good. Yeah.
and
Nah, that's
the
what I'm saying.
knowledge that I baked. I
Straight
really
up,
baked these.
straight up,
Thank you.
Anna. That's how you got to
Thank
feel
you.
because
Hey,
you know you did it the
Hey,
right way.
I really like the icing. The cupcake
Thanks.
was dense.
You did it the right way.
I know the cupcake was dense. I always
Hey,
struggle
you
with the
know,
Fred
cake.
ain't winning a while, so he said by any means necessary.
Kayla, get over here.
We all fall.
Let's hear what
Kayla.
producer Kayla
So,
thinks.
Kayla, I saw you nodding affirmation
all
that
get
Fred
up.
baked this.
Oh man.
Is there a reason you think that Fred baked this
I
cookie?
want to hear from Kayla.
I
on,
feel
Kayla.
like he did bake that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
for real? Oh, okay,
Thank you,
Kayla.
Kayla.
Kayla, I thought you were smart. And here you are. I thought you were
Fred,
the
if
smart
you
know
person.
baked that,
I'm glad that Kayla
Wow.
is on smooth side because he needed it.
She's just doing that to be nice.
No, Kayla knows because I tell her my preparation
he
for
did
it.
tell me.
And I said, I'm going to go out my way not to burn these cookies. I'm going to use wax paper. I'm going to do the small thing. I'm going to smash them before they even get baked. I'm going to do the small thing.
So guess what? We tripping. We should be making some money off your baking goods, bro.
Freddie Crocker.
Hey, we
That's what I'm saying.
need to be having a bake sale for the damn Command Center podcast.
Hit that QR code right there. That QR code, get them tickets and they come with a free piece of
Hey,
cake.
wait, we tripping. We tripping.
Wow.
If you did bake, I don't believe it.
This
I can't
dude.
even. I can't. The cake. I just said the cake part of the
Y'all
cake
didn't
is
want to
good.
give me the
From
strawberry.
scratch.
I gave you the cake, dog.
Hold on, Fred.
I gave
was
you the
this
cake.
from scratch?
The cake was fire.
Just say it.
It
If
was from
The
scratch.
cookie was so fire, I'm just eliminating them myself because them things was famous Amos.
Hey, my uncle named Amos. All I'm telling you is this. Freddie Crocker has delivered. I have beaten everybody in the building henceforth. Anna, you know, I only had
So,
the title.
so technically, Anna's
This is-
beaten you twice.
No,
I'm still-
one was a technicality
That doesn't.
Fred.
because of old
that-
Jack.
Yeah,
Fred.
now it's 2-2, right?
Fred, no, it's 2-1.
Oh, 2-1.
2-1.
So
it's
I
actually 1-1.
still have a winning record.
2-1.
1-1.
Yeah,
No,
you said a
because
record.
it's all about the last win. Nevertheless, it's all about the last win. Thank you, Anna. I think you put up a great fight. He was right. Your cake was dense, a little tart. I don't know if you made it, but
I don't know if you made it. She obviously made that.
no, not really.
I'm calling this the
I will say
cupcake
that
game.
the two cakes Anna's done, they've both been dense. They've both been dense cakes.
Yeah, I struggle. I
like
struggle.
you know how
with that.
Zach has a style.
You know what I think about?
You know how Zach puts it in, it's just over the top.
Yeah, he bring a lighter and everything.
Anna likes dense cakes.
I think it's because of the high altitude in Colorado,
Yeah. Oh,
and now she's cooking in low altitude.
It's messing her up.
It does. Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah.
You're out of practice.
I'm out of-
You know, it cooks
Anna,
different.
I
It psychs me
I wanted
out.
you to win so bad.
Thanks, Logan.
I know it. That's why you tried to sabotage.
I
me.
did- I actually-
you tried to sabotage the cookies. You evicted the fruit
Fred,
out of there.
I couldn't even taste the fruit, but that's my own personal problem.
Yeah.
So before we go, I just want to mention Fred to make this victory a little sweeter, like the icing on your cake.
Thank you.
She was texting me nervously about this coming up. Like she was like, "Should we change the topic? Should it be this?" And she was like texting Tana, right, and making sure she didn't do anything Tana
and
does
I
right.
appreciate that Anna too. She
And
went out,
and you could tell in the
she went
text
out her way
messages
to make sure that I was going
that
to
she was like, she was shaky. So you had her shook coming in here. Sorry to put you on blast like that, Anna, but like.
Nah.
So in the mortal
She
words of
has
America-
respect for you is the point. It's not like, you know,
Hey,
you're a
listen.
good baker, man.
You remember when Hacksaw Jim Duggan did this to the camera? Huh? All right, this is for America. That's what I just did. I just won this for America right here.
Happy 4th of July to everybody. Really appreciate you tuning in. At some point, we'll get you some of Fred's baked goods. You can tell us whether or not you think they're actually real.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for today's show.